Hello, Roblox Rivals players or people who just watch content about Roblox Rivals. My name is Toru, and today we're gonna rank some Roblox Rivals weapons based off the new update number 5. It came out yesterday, so the current rankings aren't really accurate right now, so I'll try to make them as based as possible. If you disagree with my opinion, it's totally okay, and you can tell me about it in the comments and what I should change, which I probably won't. But anyways, let's get on to the video, and let's start with the OG weapon that everyone has been using since the beginning, the assault rifle. The assault rifle got nerfed critically through the update because of the studs, and I think because it got like a slight damage nerf, so it probably belongs in the B tier. Next up is the bow. The bow didn't get any balance changes. It requires a lot of skill, so you can't really put it much into the S tier. But if you're really good, then you will always almost win every single match. I'm kind of a bow main myself, but I have to be brutally honest, and the bow honestly deserves an A tier. Next up is the burst rifle. Now the burst rifle also received a similar nerf to like the assault rifle with critical nerfs. I think it went from like 2x to 1.5x, and now it doesn't do as much critical damage as it used to do, but the damage, just the basic one, is still really good. Even with the studs. Like, you guys should really use the burst rifle, even if you're on mobile. As much as I hate controller and mobile players using aim assist for burst, you should really use this weapon. Don't underestimate it. Next up, we have the chainsaw. The chainsaw didn't get any balance changes. It's good for arena and like backroom. And maybe construction, but that's it. So it's not really a B tier, so I'll put it in C tier. The Exogun. Now the Exogun got kinda buffed, but highly nerfed. When you hit someone directly on their body, you do like 3 extra damage, which is 28. But most of the time you will hit the splash, which only deals 6 damage, and from afar you also do 6 damage, so honestly, the Exogun isn't really S or A tier anymore. B tier, it's like really low B tier. And the flashbang got a nerf, but honestly, nothing really changed to it. The flashbang is a skilled weapon. You mostly only use it in arena because that's where people mostly go up and that's where the camera will point. That's where you know they will look at. So C tier. The flare gun has 2 ammo now. And that's what makes it not a C tier but an A tier. You have to imagine in arena or like back rooms that someone like shoots to the right and to the left and you're kind of stuck in one place and you can't move anywhere unless you take the risk and take the damage. So yeah, honestly, this gun can pinpoint some people and be really good, so A tier. fists, they changed from 30 damage to 35. They didn't get any extra jumps. They have a double jump, but honestly, yeah, they're not B tier. They will probably still stay. No, back then they used to be D tier, so C tier. The flare gun. I mean, yeah, we just had the flare gun. The freeze ray. The freeze ray is optional. You have to be good with it. If you miss your shot, yeah, it's useless, but if you manage to hit someone with this and not get hit yourself, that's S tier, but since you can also get affected by this and you will not be able to use a weapon, shoot, that makes it a B tier. It's why did they like only make it for the enemy that if they're frozen they cannot do anything? It like kind of removes the point of really using this weapon. I would recommend using knife and flare gun for the freeze ray since they deal a lot of damage and your enemy cannot really do anything. Next up, we have the flamethrower. The flamethrower. It only got buffed. It is OP now. I don't have the flamethrower, but I can just imagine how OP this weapon is. A bigger range, more damage. Now the blow, like the right click, throws you pretty much off the map right now. Yeah, the flamethrower deserves an S tier, honestly. Or maybe even A tier. I'll put it in low S. It's really good right now. What? Next up, we got the grenade launcher. Now back then, the grenade launcher was kind of a C tier or B tier weapon. But now, if you hit someone directly on the body, you'll deal 100 damage. It has like 24 ammo. And if you don't hit the body, but you hit a splash shot, you'll deal 35 damage. So no real nerfs here. It is an S tier. Use it if you can buy it. Next up, we have the grenade. Now the grenade kind of got a nerf. If you throw it and someone shoots it, yeah, it explodes. Or if you shoot it, it explodes. I mean, not many people use it offensively, but it can deal a lot of damage, so taking this nerf is honestly really bad. The grenade was like an A tier, but now it's pretty much a D tier. It's not really usable. I mean, it's good for movement, but if your enemy is smart enough, then you're pretty much cooked. Next up, we have the handgun. The handgun also got unnecessary nerfs. It got like 5 nerfs. It got to the damage, to the studs, similar to the assault rifle and to the burst. It also got like some reload nerf, I think. The handgun wasn't like A tier or anything, but they gave it so many unnecessary nerfs that it became a D tier. This gun is pretty much unusable right now. Next up, we have the knife. The knife got no balance changes, but how do you expect me to use this? Especially for backstabs. You can hear the footsteps. So this weapon is pretty much useless. it does a lot of damage. For normal hits, like 40. Now to think of it, 40 isn't really that much. Yeah, the knife. The knife has a similar situation with the fist. It didn't really change anything. Next up we got the katana now. They said it got a nerf to the reflection time, but also got a big buff to the cooldown for the ability. So honestly, this 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 destroys the burst. However, it kind of like block bow, flamethrower, grenade, and many other weapons, but still the katana is an S tier just because of the huge buff. Next up, we have the medkit. Now the medkit, yeah, the medkit. The nerf is so bad that this utility is pretty much one of the worst ones in the game. It's pay to lose pretty much. I mean, it's pretty much only usable in like station, back rooms, I think splash, and docks, and that's it. Otherwise, the nerf where you cannot full heal if someone hits you, it will like cancel the whole animation and you'll have to do it all over again. Yeah, you won't be able to heal in time, and also this cancels the quick heal. And the quick heal also got a nerf. I think it went from 35 to like 25 or 30. I'm not sure, but even the quick heals aren't good, so honestly, the medkit went from S tier up to the D tier. Now you know what, I'll be nice, I'll put it in the C tier. Next up, minigun. I am really not sure about this one. This one got a big buff, a slight nerf, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It didn't get like a big buff. It was like additional 100 ammunition. It went from 200 to 300, but that doesn't really help at all. It got a slight damage nerf, but the minigun is still really useful. High A, high A. Next up, we got the Molotov. The best free-to-play utility you can use. You cannot put it in A tier because the damage on it is pretty good. If your enemy is stupid enough, they will even take an additional round of extra fire damage, which could be potentially 90. And this counters medkit quite well. So definitely S tier. The buff it got was like headshots, but it doesn't do anything to it, so pretty much no balance changes. Anyways, enough of yapping. The next one, the paintball gun. The paintball gun. mm, Yeah, yeah. Um, it got the most unnecessary buff. I mean, it got two buffs that were needed. First, it got 16 additional ammunition and a reload buff. And now, the only thing it got nerfed with was critical hits, but honestly, the damage that it got, it really covered up the critical nerf. It now deals 20 even if you hit headshots, so basics and headshots do this exact same. And only headshots cover the screen, but I don't know how much exactly because I don't have anyone who uses paintball. But the paintball is so good right now. It's definitely an S tier. It surprised me how most of the pay-to-win weapons are S tier now. Usually they would be like A tier, but now they're like S tier. Next up, the weapon that broke the meta, RPG. Now, let me first talk about the nerf it got. So the nerf went is like the splash damage if you don't hit someone directly, you will now deal 50 instead of 70. But if you hit someone directly now, you one-shot them. Yeah, if you hit someone directly in the body, I don't know, the leg, the arm, the head, yeah, you do 150 damage now. One shot. And you have a lot of ammo. And the splash damage nerf is honestly not even really a nerf at all. It's still a lot of damage. Definitely S tier. Revolver. Revolver, it got a small buff that made it really, really good. Now you can 3-tap your opponents because of one additional damage. So yeah, it went from low S to pretty much top 5. Next up, we have the Scythe. Now the only nerf it got was a damage nerf. It went from 50 to 45, but honestly, no one really uses it for the damage. Mostly for the movement. So yeah, I mean, can't 3-tap your opponents now. The Scythe was never really an S tier. It's a sweaty weapon, but still. I don't think because of the current weapons that are now in the meta, it belongs to be in the S tier. But still, really, really good. High A tier, probably even top 1 in A. Anyways, next up, we have a utility that could be really good, but I'm really not sure right now. And now it's a smoke grenade. The smoke grenade can be used 3 times now. Even when you spawn, you can throw it 3 times in different areas, and the area will be covered. When the smoke grenade lands on the ground, it directly does the smoke screen. So, probably B tier, but it's probably even worse. I'm not sure. The smoke grenade could be really good right now. It has high potential. So, low B tier. Next up, we have the shorty. Now, the shorty is really good if you're up close. Otherwise, it's kinda useless with its range. It did not get a single balance change, but just like the shotgun, which appears to not be on the list, which will be ranked the same as the shorty. I think the shorty is a low S because of the ammo. It has more damage. You can unleash 2 shots faster than the shotgun. The shotgun would belong here, by the way. But anyways, while we're talking about the shotgun, The shotgun is also an A tier, just like how I mentioned a second ago. The only problem with the shotgun is that when you shoot, there's like like a small cooldown, like 0.5, where you cannot shoot after you unleash one shot, but still good ammo, a lot of damage, pretty balanced. A tier. Next up, we have the slingshot. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It 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 kind of got nerfed, kind of harshly. Like the shots don't travel that far as it used to before, and the damage got nerfed by 2, but it does more critical damage, and the bullets last longer, and they can still bounce off walls, so it's definitely better than the medkit right now. No, it's probably top C tier, or maybe even low B. But still, the slingshot is kind of bad right now. It went from A tier down to the C tier in my opinion. Anyways, next up we have the sniper. The sniper did not get any balance changes, and that's good by the way. 70 damage if you don't hit someone in the head, but if you do, one shot. Now, because it didn't get affected by the balance changes, it honestly got buffed in its own way. It's definitely top 2 in A tier. The shotgun is balanced. It requires skill. Like you can't really complain about this weapon because your opponent either is skilled or they use aim assist and they suck at the game. So A tier. Now a utility that got somewhat of an interesting nerf. I mean no, what do I mean nerf? Buff? Which I would even say it makes the chip mine go from B and A to the S tier. It's way better than the Molotov and the Katana, and not better than the Flamethrower. But still, if you trip into this or someone walks into it and you're close to where the explosion will be, you will take 149 damage, which means you're pretty much one shot. You have 1 HP, like what are you supposed to do? You can place 2 at the same time, and that's just broken. That is just not fair. Like, if someone uses this trip mod, yeah, you can kind of say it's GG. Because it definitely belongs in the S tier right now. Trowel. Now the trowel, it's either A or S tier. Unlike the scythe, it now can tree tap your enemies. It stole the job from scythe, and you can also use your walls 1 second quicker. So, I think it is way better than the scythe because you get extra speed buffs and you can kind of travel far with the blocks if you are in the correct position, making scythe look worse. But still, I don't think the trowel belongs in the S. Not yet. And The last one, Yuzi, the one that got harshly nerfed, just like the handgun. I honestly thought that they would buff the Uzi damage by like 2, but instead they destroyed this weapon. They made this weapon unusable. It's only good in arena. If you're using this anywhere else, yeah, I'm sorry, but you're never winning. Yeah, guys, don't use the Uzi. Don't use the Uzi. It's useless right now. It was already overrated in the past, but now they just made this weapon so bad that even the handgun is better. No, no. You can still deal a lot of DPS if you're up close, so I think it's better than the handgun. It kind of sucks for me that the handgun is the worst weapon right now. The damage is so bad, just like the Uzi. These these weapons are unusable. I mean, I could probably put them in F tier, but yeah, you know what? The handgun belongs in the F tier. The reason why I wouldn't put the grenade or the Uzi in F tier is because they can still be very good in certain situations. So yeah, this is my Roblox Rivals Update 5 tier list. Now, type in the comments what you think of this tier list, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully not in 8 months. So, have a great day, and I'm out.